Hello Elon community, my name is Jay Vetter and I'm the executive chef here at Elon University. Today we're going to launch a new series called Phoenix Flavor. It's going to be a weekly series with our chefs here at Elon. You'll get to meet them each week. It's going to be simple ingredients that you have in your pantry that you can make at home with your family. Cooking and eating should be family time and should trigger great memories. So we'll get started this week doing some simple things, and throughout the next few weeks we'll introduce you to the chefs, and we'll also introduce you to some great dishes you can do with your family at home. Again, we miss you guys, you're gone, but while you're gone, we're trying to stay connected to you. And this is one way we can stay connected to our Elon community. So, with that being said, we're gonna get right into what we're doing today. Again, we're gonna do simple dishes that with simple items and ingredients you have in your home pantry. Today, we're gonna do some great things that's very popular here at Elon. We're gonna make fresh pasta, and we're gonna make just a traditional tomato sauce to go with your pasta. Again, you can use any tomato sauce or any tomatoes you have. You can use your favorite canned tomato. We have great partners in here in North Carolina that we like to use. But if you're fortunate enough to have some tomatoes from your garden last year and they were canned, they would be also the best alternative. Again, very simple ingredients, so we'll just glove up here and get going. All the recipes we're going to do today is actually on our website, Elon Dining, and you can go there and get them off the website. But again, my general rule for cooking at home, recipes should be kind of a starting point and a guide to get you going. The rest should be based on what you want and your flavors you like. Again, have fun with it. Cooking should be really fun, not stressful at all. It's actually why I chose this profession. So again, we're gonna get started. Again, very simple ingredients. We're gonna start with an onion. Just a little tip here. You always want to square off anything you're cutting so that it doesn't roll on the cutting board. So, have the onion flat now. We'll get it peeled. Just peel that first layer off. Don't want to waste any of it. And boom. So, start making some slices this way. Then come back across. And go back and chop. Again, you're not looking for anything, just a rough chop with your onion. You just want to keep them close to the same size so they cook evenly and at the same time. To this, maybe throw in some chopped garlic, more or less. I like a lot of garlic, and we are cooking kind of Italian. But again, this is a guide. I'm just going to rough chop this because I want it to cook, and it'll cook down in there and it'll be just fine. So don't spend too much time. Just like I said, get some good rough chops on it. If we were looking for something else, we'd puree it down and get it real fine, but we're not looking for that. Nothing fancy, just good rustic cooking at home. We'll grab our pan over here. To the pan, we're gonna add some olive oil. Tablespoon or two will do fine. There you go, that's what you want to hear. Just get that in there. Sweat down your onions and your garlic. To that, you want to add a little salt and pepper and start to build the flavor. My recommendation would be build the flavors as you go, and you can always add more salt, you can always add more pepper, but you can never take it away. So kind of build it slowly and continue building throughout the day, taste the sauce as you go. Again, we're going to use some canned tomatoes. These are really good tomatoes that came from the garden last year. Add those to your pot. Then you want to add some herbs. We're going to use dried herbs today. Again, you probably have them readily available in your pantry. You don't have to go out to the grocery store. We have dried basil and dried oregano. Add those in there. Give it a quick stir again. Now, turn that down to medium-low and just let it go. Now, to the fun part. we're gonna make fresh pasta today. So don't be intimidated by making fresh pasta. Again, very simple ingredients. Basically, you have flour, eggs, and a little bit of olive oil. Add a little salt for flavor. And that's basically it for pasta. At McEwen, which is a favorite with all of our students, as you all know, we make fresh pasta in-house. McEwen recipe, we actually use a blend of semolina and all-purpose flour. Now, semolina has a little more texture and will give a little more bite to the pasta. Today, we're just going to use straight all-purpose flour because we're going to knead it by hand and we're going to roll it out by hand. You'll find that it'll be easier to work with and it'll be a softer dough if you use just all-purpose flour. Start off 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You just want to put those 2 cups right on your cutting board or on any hard surface you have at home. Now, next step, this is where it gets fun. You want to create a nest or a well. One tip, make the well a little bit bigger than you think you're going to need it because you'll need it, trust me. Now, next step to this, we have 2 eggs, 2 whole eggs, sorry about that, and 6 egg yolks that have been separated. Again, save those egg whites and use them for breakfast, use them in fried rice, anything else you have coming, don't waste them. All eggs have a little bit different size. So again, this is a general guide and guideline. So you may have to add more egg or more flour depending on how your dough comes out. You just want to give this, you don't want to whip the eggs, you just want to give them a stir to break the yolks. This is going to make a really rich pasta. And then you want to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Good olive oil would be the best to use. Again, just give that a stir. You want to dump your egg mixture right into your well you created, and hopefully I made mine big enough. Wow, got lucky today. Now the fun part starts. You just want to start kind of mixing your eggs. This is starting to incorporate the flour and making our dough. As you start to get there, start working some of the flour into the egg mixture and just keep going slowly. Now, don't panic if you have a breach, which I'm about to have over here. It's all fine. Again, cooking should be fun. Just keep incorporating that back in. You want to slowly incorporate the eggs and the flour together to start to form this dough ball that we're going to have here shortly. Now, kind of gotten to the point, I'll just go in with my hands. And this is where you involve your whole family. After a couple times, you'll become a pro at this, and you'll start to get a feel and you'll know whether you have the right moisture level. If it's too wet, just add a little bit more flour. If it's too dry, add a little bit of egg yolk. Take 1 egg yolk, and my recommendation would be to mix maybe a tablespoon of water in with that egg yolk, mix that together and add that to your dough and start to incorporate it. So you'll see I'm starting to form a dough here. Just take your time, keep incorporating it together. It'll all come together in a ball here shortly. Fold the dough on top of itself and then take the palm of your hand. You don't want to be so rough that you tear the dough, but you just want to start working the dough. After about 10 minutes, you'll touch your dough and it'll bounce back. And that will tell you have the glutens built up good enough in the dough, and then you'll need to let it rest. So you want to wrap your dough and let it rest for about an hour. It should be good. Unwrap your dough, save the plastic wrap, you'll need it here in a minute. Stick your finger in again, you're going to see it doesn't bounce back now, so the glutens are rested and the dough is really going to be easy to work with now. If you do it too soon, you'll get that spring back and the dough won't be so easy to work with. So we just want to flatten it out into somewhat of a disc here. Then take a knife and we're going to section this off. We're going to break it down so it's going to be a little bit easier to work with in smaller pieces. So take 1 piece, take the rest off to the side, your plastic wrap you saved, cover it back up so it doesn't dry out. And this can be refrigerated. If you're only feeding a few people, this can be refrigerated. You can save 2 to 3 days, you can use it. So kind of smash this piece out. And here's where you want it. If it's a little sticky, it's okay. Just add a little bit extra all-purpose flour. I'm going to add a little bit here and a little bit to our board. And we're going to start working again. Second workout of the day. You don't need that, Jim. You want to start trying to get an oblong shape. Again, a little technique is use the letter folding, fold it back into thirds, and roll it back out on itself. You'll see the reason here in a second. This will keep a good shape going to form that noodle. Fold it in again on your thirds, flip it over, and roll again. Continue to fold it in on itself, roll it back out. Old Italian tradition says you should always roll your pasta out till you can read a love letter through the pasta. Like I said, very minimal ingredients. All right, we're ready to do some cutting on this. Again, keep in mind, there's no right or wrong way. I just like to kind of square it up a little bit. And for easy way to cut, I fold it over, kind of thirds again, and fold it back on itself. I go to the middle and cut. Then continue doing this till you get enough pasta. Cut and cut. Again, this is we're just gonna do a pretty wide noodle here today. All right, your pasta's all cut. Now we're ready to go to the water. Want to have a salted boiling water. Again, this is fresh pasta, 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, our pasta is cooked. We've strained it, put it on a nice platter. One other little thing I will talk about now is if you do have a gluten intolerance or just eating gluten-free, you can also make a pasta recipe. King Arthur makes a great gluten-free flour. Not that I'm getting them endorsement, but that's what we use here at Elon. So you can incorporate and have a gluten-free pasta and still have fun. So pasta is cooked, fresh pasta. We're just going to top it with our sauce. There we go. I personally like to top mine with a little crushed pepper. This is awesome to serve family style. Put some plates around the table, maybe incorporate a salad, some breadsticks if you have, or whatever. Again, we sure do miss you guys, and we can't wait till you're back in the fall. And stay tuned for more videos in the upcoming weeks of all of our chefs here at Elon. Take care.